While I was giving him a sponge bath, he mumbled something from behind his mask. He said, "Nurse, are my testicles black?"
Think routine checkups are boring? Think again. These quick visits can unveil surprising secrets about your health, like the time a nurse discovered a man's hidden issues while checking his nuts. Remember, what seems like a mandated appointment may just be the key to an unexpected revelation. In today's video, a woman is going to do a routine checkup on one of her patients, and what she discovers is only going to make her feel dumb and stupid. But we're going to also be reacting to paternity fraud, which is something that a lot of women are facing. I don't want to hold you. Go ahead and hit that like button. Definitely share the video. If this is your first time watching, hit that subscribe button. Let's get to it.
I used to work as a student nurse at a hospital. I had this patient who had to stay overnight because he had a severe asthma attack. He had to wear an oxygen mask over his mouth and nose. My job was to give him a sponge bath, so I did.
She just pointed out he has to wear an oxygen mask over his mouth and nose.
While I was giving him a sponge bath, he mumbled something from behind his mask. He said, "Nurse, are my testicles black?" I was a little bit embarrassed because I didn't know how to answer that question.
The question is, was this a white or black guy?
And I was only there to wash his upper body and feet. So I just ignored the question and I continued to wash him. Like 10 minutes later, he struggled to ask me again. He said, "Nurse, please check for me. Are my testicles black?" I was concerned that he might elevate his blood pressure and his heart rate by worrying about his testicles.
If his testicles are black, what does that mean? Get in the comments to let me know if you're a doctor or a nurse.
So I just gently raised his gown. I was holding his manhood in one hand and his testicles in my other hand. I looked very close at his private area, and then I said, "There is nothing wrong with them, sir. They look fine." He then slowly starts to pull off his oxygen mask. He said, "Thank you so much. That was wonderful, but listen very, very close." He looked up at me, and then he started talking very slowly. He said, "Are my test results back?"
Man, I bet you she felt like a dummy after that, ignoring the fact that there was a mumble through the mask that he was wearing over his mouth.
Like I said, I was a nurse for 13 years. I was a neonatal ICU nurse. I was the good girl that you guys love up until 35.
Nurses are red flags, to be honest.
I agree. Most nurses are for the streets. They're the easiest to meet, especially if you're dating online.
Okay, that's fine. That's a red flag for you. It's projection. But I was...
No, it's okay.
What is it, like studied red flag?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I did actually have a study for nurses. I thought you might find it interesting. So it is true that nurses do not have more sexual contacts than women not working their profession. Point for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But more often betray their partners, up to 25% more often. And more than other women, they have far more orals, 70% to 50%, anals 31% to 18%. They're far more promiscuous across the board.
Okay. I've never cheated on somebody, actually. And I'm
We understand you may not have.
The green.
We're just looking at why nurses would be a red flag or not.
Okay, I get that.
When you start getting a little money, you start getting ahead in life, especially as a man, you're going to notice that getting nurses is very easy and you can easily clap cheeks that night, and she still has to get up and go to work because she lives such a busy lifestyle that she uses sex as just a stress reliever, kind of like going to the gym. At some point, if you see a man in a relationship with a nurse, chances are he's a weaker dude.
Hey, dude. Yeah, I'm not supposed to be on the phone right now. Yeah, so I can call you back.
Yeah, let's go and take your break with me.
Of course.
Can you do that little thing like we did before?
Why are you always gonna be nasty?
So how you know if I'm trying to be nasty?
You lot of fun what I said. This shit wrong. Yeah, but hurry up and put it in because we only got 15 minutes left on our break.
This is exactly what your woman is doing when she's at work with her work husband. Now, who is the work husband that she tells you all the stories about? If your woman comes home and tells you stories about another man that you just presuming may be gay, no, that's the dude in the back seat.
Nurses, I keep telling y'all that there are some men who will literally only want to date you because they view you as a paycheck. I just saw a video that I literally refuse to include here and glorify with a stitch. But it was a man basically just saying that he saw how much a nurse makes. I don't know how he accessed, what her check was. And I looked at this man's page. He's unemployed. He's attempting to start his rap career. And I don't know what real value he could add to a household, but somewhere there is a woman who's going to accept that. Start telling these men that y'all work for the sanitation department. Because if he starts to add up your check before he adds up what he could add to you, what qualities he likes about you, if you're even compatible, it's a recipe for disaster, and I'm sick of y'all getting used.
Why are you sick of women that you don't know getting used when women use men all the time? How many times has a woman walked past a store, restaurant, club, gym, saw a nice car outside and wonder what man is driving that car, and then go in there with the anticipation of being his friend? Hopefully she could luck up and get that guy. This is what women are doing all the time. And when a man turns around and says, hey, I'm gonna go and get me a woman who got some money so I can pursue my rap career, well, girls are getting with guys so they can pursue their modeling career. They could pursue something that requires him to spend all the money while they get to waste money. So if he wants to start his rap career and waste money, he find him a sugar mommy, go for it. All right, guys, here's Lizzo. We're gonna see the new look. Get in the comments to let me know on a scale of 1 to 10 what you giving her. She's still a little big boned out there. She still got some thump in the trunk. She's on her way. But she's right. She needs to keep covering up. Get in there and let me know on a scale of 1 to 10. What you giving Lizzo?
30% of Nigerian women don't carry when no belong to the man. Give am.
Most first bonds is always like that. You know why?
Why?
A lot of women, when they start out to start dating, they always have like 3 boyfriends for different reasons. Now, when they want to get married, they have to pick one. Where the problem arises, they always do, send forth. They go to do send forth. So while you are doing send forth, that week of waiting, a lot does happen. You go and do bye-bye to the...
With this send forth we're talking about,
A one for the road.
Unprotected sex.
That's what it is.
One for the road.
So by the time they get married, they won't understand that, okay, what happened? Because you won't really think that maybe that once could have,
led to pregnancy.
Yes.
Unprotected sex now removes the thing they bring.
Sometimes miscalculation can happen. But you've heard of twins that belong to 2 different fathers.
Yeah.
It's very possible.
This is why you have the wedding, but you do not do the paperwork in case this situation happens. She's stating that women go out and sleep with their little friends a week before they get married so they can cut it off and only give it to their husband, and that's during the time period where they may end up with another man's child. Well, it seems like you guys need to sit back and wait a month or so after you get married before doing the paperwork, just to make sure she don't randomly get pregnant by another man, or just leave her.
Statistics have shown that in marriages where the child was given birth to between 2004 till date, over 95% of the first children are results of paternity fraud. You know what to do. If you don't get it, forget about it. I don't waka.
Anybody born after 2004, if you've had a child after 2004, you better go get your kids checked.
Your Honor, that is his baby. I can't wait, because the devil is a liar and this is Lucifer, so stop.
Well, you might be the devil then. We'll see.
I am without a doubt 100% certain that he is my son's father. Not only was I only sleeping with him, we were actually working on our relationship. We already have a child from a previous situation. We got back together. We're working on us.
At the time that Gio was conceived, we were not having no type of intercourse. We were not cool at the moment.
He went.
See, this is very important, because when a woman says, we were not together, it's okay for her to go sleep with another man. That's why she's stressing it. And he's like, listen, we wasn't having any intercourse. You was.
He went out and got 3 pregnancy tests, made me take all of them. They were all positive. And he was like, well, that's not my baby.
This is what it was. She was trying to get back with me, but I wasn't. So she probably felt like if we have a child, we might work out.
If you have any doubts, I carried the baby. I birthed the baby. If you have any doubts, go ahead. I don't mind making you look stupid. That's why I'm here now. Oh.
When they're arguing like this and they're gun-ho, 9 times out of 10, they are lying. Truth tellers are always quiet.
Hey, so your point is I'm tired of hearing the denial. If you want a DNA test, let's take it now because I know you're the father.
Exactly.
Mr. Lee, you are not the father.
Oh,
Hold up.
I already thought. I told you.
Don't look at me like that. I don't know, guys.
Who else? It was you that was.
God.
I did not put him in this.
Yes, you did, and you just made yourself look stupid amongst millions of people. Women will continue to lie even when they're proven wrong. That's why you waste time arguing and debating with women, because they live in la-la land and they live off emotions. They have to wait till everyone around them prove them wrong. If one person is trying to, she'll continue to argue.
Paternity test on our 5-year-old daughter and it came back negative, but I never cheated. And now he wants a divorce. And after a lot of silence and anxiety, I finally had a conversation with him. We discussed a lot of things, but I told him I would literally never cheat on him. I told him a list of tests that I really wanted to take to prove it to him, that it was a faulty test. He told me he didn't want to hear it right now, so we're going to talk a little bit more about it tomorrow. Although this is really hard on him, he did say that he still loves our daughter, and that he won't try to kick me out of the house or our room again. I have no idea what to do. I feel like I'm being punished for something that I literally didn't do because I did not do it and I would never cheat on him.
But let's be real. That's the only way for you to get pregnant and the child not be ill. Once again, she is refusing to be accountable. Women, when they live in la-la land, they stay there.
At the end of our long conversation, I did ask him to hug me just to feel a little bit of reassurance, and he did, thankfully, and that made me feel a lot better. But I'm still just so scared that I'm not going to be able to convince him that it was a faulty test. I don't know how I can be a good wife and support his needs while also proving my innocence.
It comes to the test. Once the test comes back as negative or positive, a man's going to go off of that because hospitals have specialized in this.
No, precious, I know.
Worry. He's supposed to walk me down the town. You gotta tell me what is wrong. Tell me, because I don't know, precious. I just don't know.
Ms. Hammonds, were you intimate with Mr. Farmer? Is what he's saying true?
Yes, ma'am.
Tommy, that's just nasty. That is not my father. That's not. No.
So, Ms. Razor, tell us about the argument you and your brother overheard.
I started to hear a lot of noise in my mom's bedroom. He coming out the room, going to the kitchen saying, well, those ain't my kids anyway, so I'll go in your face. So he left out the door. Yes, really.
Your mother made a comment that really didn't sit too well with me, and it hurt me. You guys didn't hear the whole comment.
You know, I was just mad. You know I was mad. I'm just mad. It was
And you're admitting that in the heat of the argument, you said this statement. You made the statement to Mr. Jacobs that you're not their father anyway.
Yes, ma'am.
But it was just in the heat of the moment.
Yes, ma'am.
So it was only 2 weeks ago that this all came to a head. 2 weeks ago.
Well, y'all, I have to say this. It's been longer than 2 weeks ago. It's just that this argument sort of brought everything out.
Ms. Razor, and you agreed to take a DNA test.
Yeah, true that this was your
thinking, Miss Razor. I'm sorry, Mr. Farmer. Did you have a relationship with Miss Hammond?
That sucks because as soon as the children starts to get older, they start to see who's who and what's what. And a lot of people start looking at their parents strange because their parents only have them for selfish reasons. This is why a lot of women are under paternity fraud. They want a child, and 9 times out of 10, the man is on their timeline. So whatever man is around to give her the child, she's going to go for it because that's what her emotions are telling her. People become very animalistic. If you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button. Definitely share the video. If this is the first time watching, hit that subscribe button. See you on the next video.